And now the results are in. Taking the podium this month for the Cycling Men of Leisure:
Franklin Johnson, Alex Bell, Barbara Sharp, Mandy Johnson, Kip Uthold, Joe Grammer, Dennis Keeler, and honorable mention, Keith and Melanie Erickson.
No kissing of the cheeks, no prize money, no champagne. Just our undying gratitude and the smug satisfaction of getting every regular show 2 days before the general public.
That's right. That's 48-hour gap. Not even Puja. You know what? Toddy can close that.
Welcome to the Leisure Breakaway. Catch the sun and seize the day. Push the limit, feel the heat. Listen to the rhythm beat. Keep on moving, never slow. Where the yellow jersey goes. The tour is calling out your name. This is the Leisure Breakaway.
All right. Well, welcome back to the Cycling Men of Leisure's Leisure Breakaway. It's our mini podcast about what's going on at the Tour de France stage by stage. Today, the Alps delivered another unforgettable showdown. Fantastic showdown, I will say. There's a little bit of illness. There's a lot of mountains. And the next couple of days are going to be a real bit of excitement. So to break it all down, I am Michael, and with me as always is my good friend Adam.
Good evening. Happy to be here, sir.
Happy to have you. Good race today.
Well, is that a question? Or
no, I was just saying good race today.
Oh, yeah. Every day is a good day for a bike race. I mean, there I was. I was at stage 18, and I was enjoying. No, I'm just kidding. Interesting stuff going on. A little bit of twist. If you would have asked me when we first decided to do this, I don't think I would have been able to speculate some of the stuff. We'll get into it, but I don't want to steal your thunder.
All right. Today's stage number 18. The distance, 185.2 kilometers. For us Americans, that's 115.1 miles. Elevation gain was 4,550 meters, which is 14,930 feet. The big winner today, Richard Carapaz with EF Education. Winning time, 4 minutes, 26 seconds, 4 hours, 4 minutes. That would have been incredible. 4 hours, 26 minutes, and 21 seconds. He maintained an average speed of 41.7 kilometers, which is 25.9 miles per hour. That is impressive. But a couple crazy things. Let me tell you, Carapaz timed his attack perfectly today. He launched at about 3.5 kilometers out on the final climb, quickly opened this huge decisive gap, taking his 9th Grand Tour stage victory. Toddy, he just played defense today. There was some speculation that, he had been launching attacks on these big mountains, that he might do that. No, he just played defense today and preserved his overall advantage. He is 4 minutes and 32 seconds over Remco with only 3 stages remaining. And Mads Pedersen grabbed the maximum points at the intermediate sprint, which extends his lead with the green jersey. And Team UAE, they've got some problems going on. We saw yesterday with Adam Yates, was in the back most of the time, which is not Adam Yates's general position. He had some illness. It was mentioned that a couple of other people had some illnesses. I will let you talk about that, but that could shake things up just a little bit. So that is stage 18 in a brief, 2-minute clip. What do you got?
Let's see here. I got a breakaway that formed. The fight to escape lasted approximately 65 kilometers. About 40 riders eventually separated from the peloton, including the stage hunters. The original breakaway split and reformed, since we learned about breakaways last night. I listened to the show this morning for quality and clarity. Yeah, I butchered about 95% of everyone's name, so I do apologize. So
it was actually closer to 97.5, but
I think
who's paying attention to that?
Yeah, I mean, 220, 221, whatever it takes. So
Whatever it takes.
Let's see here. We've got the 6 riders, 6 objectives. Each rider had a different reason for being there. Carapaz won at the stage and the mountain points, but we've got Schmidt was looking for another stage success, but like you said, obviously that wasn't the case. But we do have an illness, as you have alluded to, sir. Now,
yeah, it sounds like it's a pretty big deal. I think it's bigger than what they're letting on.
Well, yes. I mean, here we have the most significant drama unfolded at the opposite end of the race. You know, when a story leads with the opposite end of the race and the people being sick, I was very cautious to read it. I mean, so Adam Yates had suffered from stomach problems during stage 17. And yesterday you mentioned that he had lost almost 26 minutes, but he did complete yesterday. He appeared to be recovering. 2 more UAE riders were now struggling. American climber Brandon McNulty, which, by the way, was in a road rage incident. Do you think anything had to do with him getting sick, getting in the road rage incident?
I think these are unrelated incidents.
Okay, fine. He developed illness symptoms, including a sore throat. Ah, yes. I guess you don't get a sore throat from road rage now, do you? But
it's really hard.
He was dropped after about 25 kilometers and spent much of the day stage riding alone near the broom wagon. At one point, he was approximately 25 minutes behind the peloton, and he eventually abandoned during the final 50 kilometers. Before I go any further, understanding that, yes, Tour de France is one winner, so to speak, or I guess for the yellow jersey winner, the green jersey could be a winner, King of the Mountain could be a winner. But tell me about overall winner. Yeah. Tell me about how important teammates are. I mean, they work off each other. And so before I butcher this, I have to, and I have some verbiage here. Don't get me wrong. It says, and I'll just give you a little teaser. Pogacar is definitely very, very frustrated and concerned. But before I read this, from a guy who follows and sounds like you've been following for a long time, how important is the team members going back and forth?
Well, you have to understand that the Tour de France is not just about individuals, that these teams are built around a captain. Presumably that is the best person on the team, or the person that the team managers feel are going to be able to win, ultimately win the overall ride. And so all of the other team members are really working for the ultimate success of the team by putting their team leader, up there on the podium to get the overall win. So teams are extremely important. And I think you'll see it, especially like on mountains, when they're doing sprintings. You always hear the guys talk about the lead out man. You'll always see the general classification guys will always have a whole, 2 or 3 guys around them to help, lead them out, to help pull them to a position where they can then jump out and take the victory, or, take the points, what have you. So teams are extremely important on these type of races. So, Brandon McNulty abandoning, obviously, if he's 25 minutes back, they realized he was not going to make the time, the time that he needed, and would have been disqualified at the line anyway. So there's no point in pushing that. There's a couple of other people that apparently on the UAE team are not up to snuff. That's going to hurt, or I should say that generally hurts the team a great deal. Because you don't have your lead out people, your people to help pull, the people, even, you don't have the support that you would generally have of people going back and getting water bottles and that kind of stuff and bringing them up to your leaders. But we are talking about Toddy, and Toddy has shown on more than one occasion that he can go back and get water bottles for himself and the team. And he's done that even as a team leader. He's went back and done that. So I don't think it's going to have a huge effect on the team unless Toddy gets sick. Now, if he gets sick, that could shake this whole thing up. Like I said yesterday, I think the only way that he's not going to get the jersey at the end is if something catastrophic happens. And I said the only way that Remco could really have a chance is he had to take at least 45 seconds off of his deficit today, which he did not do. So I think Toddy's got it unless illness. I think illness could take out a big chunk of his team and Toddy could still do it. But if illness hits him, then we're going to be, the next day or two, we'll be talking about a different race.
So now I'll get back to the story. I appreciate that. I really do, because it says that major loss for Pogačar. McNulty would ordinarily be one of his strongest climbers, helping during the two Alp stages. Tim Wellens was also suffering. He became detached early and spent much of the day fighting simply to just remain on the tour. Wellens reached the finish 43 minutes and 2 seconds behind Carapaz, only 2 minutes and 15 seconds inside the time limit, as you mentioned. Afterwards, an exhausted Wellens said that as almost any other race, he would have just stopped. But, of course, because it was the Tour de France, he decided to continue. And it says, why didn't Pogačar's rivals attack? Under the obvious difficulties, the leading overall contenders remained together. Their group reached the finish 4 minutes and 35 seconds behind Carapaz and Evenpool, Pidcock. The conservative explanation on stage 18 was merely an appetizer. Two much harder stages remained, and nobody wanted to waste energy just to try to maybe gain time they wouldn't be able to gain. So that was kind of interesting strategy. So, but definitely learning a lot for myself. But it's very interesting. So, yeah, I mean, nothing worse than, not that you and I have ever done the Tour de France or anything considering that, but I mean, we have had days in the saddle where we just didn't feel good. I remember during the Ragbri 50 when I think it was 98 degrees and the tarmac was probably 198 degrees. All I remember is the one day you and I knew we were in trouble. I think it was the night of the storm that unfortunately Cedar Falls or whatever, I can't think of it right now, but that day was just absolute miserable. And we knew that we weren't doing good, but we also didn't have the energy to continue. And so finally we rested for about 15 minutes and finally said, we're going to become roadkill out here.
Yeah, that was a day that it was so hot and we were trying to hydrate. And I know it was especially bad for me. There was no shade and we got to that one stop and there was like no shade. There was a white fence. And I remember I was in really bad shape and I just went up to that fence off the side of the road. It was like a plastic rail fence. And I just hooked my arm around it to keep from sliding down into the ditch. And I just sat there and there was no shade. But I was just like, oh my God, I think I was actually on the verge of heat exhaustion. But and then that big trailer full of really cold water showed up, and that certainly helped.
For sure. Perfect timing. But yeah, I mean, I can imagine these guys. Well, actually, I really can't imagine. I'm just trying to sympathize. I mean, you're not feeling good, and then since the learning more and more about the team, So every night I've asked you right here from this same seat or therefore your seat, wherever you have been across this great nation, You said short of anything happening, you felt that Pogacar would be able to continue. If he doesn't get sick with the 4 minute and 32 seconds, since he normally is a climber, I would agree with you. But of course, if illness takes him down, it could be anyone's game, right? So,
yeah, I like I said, I don't think there's any way at this point Remco can do that with just 3 days left. Even with his team having sickness and stuff, unless he gets a sickness, he's pretty much got it. In fact, I think the jerseys are pretty much solidified as they stand, unless something major happens. But you never know. We've got 3 days, and tomorrow is 127.9 kilometers, 79.5 miles. Now, this is the shortest stage. It is expected to be one of the most explosives, but we have to remember what we've got on the stage. We have the Alpe d'Huez, which is a legendary, awesome hill. It's great to watch, but it is brutal. I think I mentioned yesterday, it's got 21 hairpin turns on it. So it is going to... it's going to be a great day, and you never know. You never know.
Well, tomorrow, stage 19. We're coming down to the end.
Yep.
Tell us what we got up for stage 19.
Well, I think I just kind of did that.
Okay.
I think the biggest thing is the Alpe d'Huez. We'll see. I mean, it's a high mountain summit finish, and it's, I think we got 3 days left. So, I mean, you've got some teams out there that really haven't made a showing. You've got some people out there who wanted to do better. So I think we'll see a lot of explosive attacks, maybe some breakout action. But I don't think anything's really going to shake up where we're at, team standings or jersey standings.
Well, I'm looking forward to it. I'm hoping. I don't know. I guess I'm now Team Pogacar. I want him. I want him to be able to finish. Maybe that's just the under. Not under. He's definitely an underdog, but maybe just like the going with the flow. But just I don't know. I guess I want him to take it.
Oh, now you're going to go with him now that there's only 3 days left, and it's it's near the end, and you're probably going to win. You'll decide to throw your hat in with him.
I mean, come on. 2 years ago, 2 years ago, I wouldn't have even cared about the whole tour. I would have been like, oh, great, yeah, they're in France. So at least I'm paying attention now.
You are paying attention. I remember back in the day when you didn't pay any attention to it, and I'd be like, "Oh yeah, the tour, woo!" And you'd be like, "Can we watch some murder show or something, who done it type thing, or forensic files or something like that?" So, good job though. Well,
I wanted to talk about the ousted time limit. I was searching for that. That's why. Full transparency, I'm a transparent person. When I said, tell us what we got in stage 18, and you said I did that, that's because I was searching for, you always say that they'd be out because you didn't have enough time. And I wanted to know what that was called. And it's outside the time limit. The rider who takes longer than the permitted time is listed as OTL and is normally eliminated from the race. The time limit varies by stage, difficulty, and the winner's average speed. Officials can sometimes allow affected riders to continue, especially when a large group misses the cut. That's interesting. So the officials get to control that, huh?
Commissars, absolutely. They're always looking at what is best for the race. And they will take, it's subjective, obviously, and they will take in consideration of what's going on and the weather and how many people don't hit the cutoff. So it's a very fluid type thing, but it's really designed to really improve and keep the race very competitive. So,
perfect. Well, with that, I look forward to being with you tomorrow, sir. And I'll give everybody what they've been waiting for.
Welcome to the Leisure Breakaway. Catch the sun and seize the day. Push the limit, feel the heat. Listen to the rhythm that beat. Keep on moving, never slow. Where the yellow jersey goes. The tour is calling out your name. This is the Leisure